The number turns green and something in your chest lights up like a struck match. You bought a stock you can't even name now. 100 shares. You watched the chart for 40 minutes, holding your breath, and then it ticked up. Up again, you sold. $47. $47 in 11 minutes. Sitting on your couch at 10 in the morning. You didn't ask permission. You didn't clock in. Nobody told you to do it, and nobody can stop you. You don't know what you did right. That's the part nobody warns you about. You think you read the chart. You think you saw something coming. You didn't. You flipped a coin, it came up heads, and your brain just learned the wrong lesson deep down, in a place you can't reach. You refresh the app. The little candle is still green. You screenshot it. You almost text someone. Then you don't, because some part of you wants to keep this for yourself. You make $19 an hour at your real job. You just made 2.5 hours of that in 11 minutes. You think, I could do this. That thought is the hook. That thought is how it gets you. You don't know it yet, but you didn't win that money. The market loaned it to you, and the market always collects. Level 2. The student. Now you want to understand. You start watching. Candlesticks. Support and resistance. RSI, MACD, moving averages. The words pile up and you learn them like a language. You stay up until 2 in the morning watching a guy in a rented Lamborghini explain how he turned $1,000 into $1 million. And you believe every word because you want to. You open a paper trading account, fake money, and you crush it. You turn an imaginary 10 grand into an imaginary 40 in a month. You don't understand yet that paper money is a liar. It feels nothing when it loses, so you feel nothing when it loses. The whole point of this is the feeling, and the demo has none. You start talking about it. At dinner, at work, your friend's eyes glaze over and you don't notice because you found the thing. And the thing is more interesting than they are now. You wake up and check the futures before you check the person lying next to you. You're not trading yet. Not really. You're studying for a test the market is going to write itself. In a language it changes every single day. But you feel ready. You feel like you cracked it. The people who feel ready are the ones it takes the most from. Level 3. The believer. You fund the account for real. You learn the first hard rule fast. In this country, if you want to trade in and out more than a few times a week, you need $25,000 sitting in the account. They call it the pattern day trader rule. It exists, supposedly, to protect people like you. So you scrape it together. Savings. A loan you don't tell anyone about. You move 25,000 real dollars into an app on your phone, and your hand actually shakes when you tap confirm. The first week you make $800 and you feel like a god. The second week you lose $1,200 and you feel like you've been robbed in your sleep. That's the day you learn the second rule. The market doesn't only give. It takes, and it takes faster than it gives, and it never explains why. You set an alarm for 9:30. Market open. Your whole body changes at 9:30 now. Pupils, heart rate, the works. You've trained yourself like a dog hearing a bell. You stop calling it gambling. Even in your head. You call it trading. You call yourself a trader. You put it in your profile. The word becomes who you are. That's the trade you didn't know you were making. You came for the money. You're starting to pay with yourself. Level 4. The gambler. Then you discover leverage. Why buy 100 shares when you can buy options and control 1,000? Why wait days when there are contracts that expire today, this afternoon, in the next 2 hours? 0 days to expiration. The fast lane. The slot machine inside the slot machine. A single good trade now makes more than your old job made in a month. You watch $4,000 appear in 90 seconds, and your hands go cold and your face goes hot, and you have never felt anything like it. That's the drug, not the money, the 90 seconds. So when you lose, you don't walk away. You go back in bigger. You have to get it back. You tell yourself it's discipline. It's the opposite of discipline. It's a man at a roulette table doubling his bet because he's decided the wheel owes him. One Friday, you revenge trade your way out of a $6,000 hole and end the day up $2 grand. You feel like you proved something. You proved the worst possible thing. You prove that recklessness gets rewarded. The market just paid you for the exact behavior that's going to end you. It does that on purpose. Or it might as well. You stop using stop losses. Stops are for people who doubt themselves. And you don't doubt yourself anymore. That's the last thought you have before the floor opens up. Level 5. The blow up. It happens overnight, which is the cruelest way. You hold a position you swore you'd never hold overnight. Too big, no stop. You go to bed at 1 in the morning telling yourself it'll be fine. It has to be fine. You need it to be fine. Something happens in a country you've never been to while you sleep. A headline, a number. By the time your alarm goes off, the thing you owned is worth less than half. And because you use leverage, you don't lose half. You lose all of it, and then you owe. The broker doesn't call. There's no call. There's an automated message and a forced liquidation and a balance with a minus sign in front of it. And the account you built for a year is just gone. In the 11 hours you weren't looking. You sit on the edge of the bed and you do the math 4 times because the first 3 can't be right. 25,000, gone. Plus more that wasn't yours to lose. You tell the people in your life a smaller number. You tell them you're taking a break. You don't tell them about the loan or the card or the thing the money was actually supposed to be for. You learn the rule nobody says out loud. The house always gets paid. Every trade you ever made, win or lose, the house took its piece off the top. You were never playing against the market. You were renting a seat from it, and the rent never stops. You should quit here. This is the exit. This is the off-ramp with your name on it. You don't take it. Level 6. The addict. You come back. You always come back. But something is different now, and it takes you a while to see what. You're not chasing the money anymore. You stopped believing in the money somewhere in that liquidation. You're chasing the green candle, the strike of the match, the feeling from the very first trade that you've spent every cent since trying to feel again. You can see the loop now. That's the horror of it. You can name it. You know that the not knowing when you'll win is the exact thing that keeps you pulling the lever. You read about it. You understand the wiring in your own head perfectly, and you place the next trade anyway. You trade small now because small is all you have left. You make $40 and you lose $40, and after the fees you're down, always down. A slow bleed instead of the fast wound. But you're in the seat. The seat is the thing. You don't talk about it anymore. There's no Lamborghini talk left in you. The people from the early days drifted off when the screenshot stopped, and you let them. They'd want you to explain, and you can't explain a thing you're doing against your own will. You used to think the danger was losing the money. The danger was never the money. The danger was that you'd lose it and keep playing anyway. That's where you are now. Playing anyway. For free. For the match. Level 7. The Edge. There are two ways out of this room, and only two, and you finally understand both. The first one almost nobody takes. You become a machine. You write down rules, and you obey them like a man defusing a bomb. You size every position so that no single trade can ever hurt you. You cut losers instantly, and you feel nothing. You take the green candle and the red candle with the same flat face, because the second you feel either one, you're already dead. The few who survive this way will tell you the truth if you ask. It isn't exciting. It isn't a Lamborghini. In a good year, it pays like a steady job and bores you half to death. The excitement was always the tax. They just stopped paying it. The second way out is the one that actually makes the money. You stop trading the market and you start trading the dream. You open a Discord, you sell a course, you post your wins and you bury your losses, and you tell 300 strangers paying you $50 a month that you cracked it, that they can crack it too, that the only thing standing between them and the Lamborghini is your indicator. You become the man you watched at 2 in the morning back in the beginning. You know it's a lie. You knew it the moment you started. The only people who reliably make money in this whole machine are the ones selling shovels to the people still digging. You're selling shovels now. The minus sign on your trading account doesn't matter anymore. The subscribers cover it. You tell yourself you're helping them. You're teaching them risk management. You almost believe it. You don't recognize the lie as ugly anymore. It's just business. Everything is just business now. Level 8. The Ghost. At the very top of this, you go quiet. There's no yacht. That was never what this was. The top of day trading is a small room with a glowing screen and a person who can't look away from it. Maybe you got out with something. Maybe the course money, or the one path that worked, left you with more than you started with. By every number you can measure, you didn't lose. But you can't sit in a restaurant without watching the ticker on your phone under the table. You can't feel a normal good thing anymore. A sunset, a meal, a person across from you who loves you and is trying. None of it lands. The wiring that used to fire for those things only fires for green now. And green is a number on a screen, and the number means nothing, and you can't stop watching it. The people who started with you are gone. Some quit and got their lives back, and you tell yourself you're happy for them. In the flat way you tell yourself everything now. Some are still in the room, in their own small rooms, glowing. A couple of them you don't hear from anymore, and you know why. And you don't say it. The young ones find you. They send messages. They post their first green trade and they say, I want to be you. You could warn them. You could type the whole thing out. The match, the rent, the overnight gap, the loop you can name and cannot break. You don't. They wouldn't hear it. You wouldn't have heard it either. The market has to take it from you yourself, one trade at a time, over years. You close the laptop. The room goes dark. Your reflection sits in the black screen looking back at you. And for 1 second, before you open it again, you have the thing all of it was supposed to buy. Silence. Stillness. Nobody watching. You have no idea what to do with it. So you open the laptop again. Somewhere, right now, a kid is downloading an app. It's free, it's beautiful. It was built by people far smarter than him to feel exactly like a game. There's confetti when you buy, the colors are warm, there is nothing in the design that tells him this is the most dangerous building he will ever walk into. He puts in $200. It's just for fun, just to see. He likes numbers. His friends say he's good with money. He buys a stock he won't remember the name of. He watches the chart for a few minutes, holding his breath. It ticks up. Up again. He sells $47. He thinks this is just a game. He thinks he can stop whenever he wants. He thinks the money is the point. He's wrong about all of it. But the candle is green, and his chest just lit up like a struck match. And tonight he's going to lie in bed and feel more awake than he's felt in years. And he's going to think, just for a second, that maybe